With every change, life has responded, evolving, adapting, and inventing even more incredible creatures. For Will Wright and his team of developers, that theme of change has a constant presence in the game of Spore.
The Sims players were browsing the web to find content to download in their games, and Spore is actually part of the gameplay, that you fly around and you actually encounter stuff that other players have made, making the creativity part of the gameplay. So as you play the game, you are automatically creating new life forms, new civilizations, etc., that automatically get shared with other players. You don't have to go out to an external website and download it and then reboot the game up. It's just part of the kind of game loop.
There will be millions and millions of pieces of user-generated content. And the content is so vast. There's just this huge amount that we need to organize, because any one viewer is never going to see all of the content that's ever created for Spore.
I think Will says you can play it for about 70 years and never see the same planet. Sporepedia is your multi-purpose asset browser. Basically, it's the place in the game that you're going to interact with the community. It's the place that you're going to interact with all of the creations that you've downloaded, all the creations that Maxis has made.
This is sort of the encyclopedia of everything that's been created in Spore and everything you have in your game.
So one of the great things about the Sporepedia is when you're in the midst of your game and you come across another creature and you want to have more information about it, you can just hit a key and bring up Sporepedia and get all of the information about that creature. You can comment on other people's creations. You can look at their creature or their building, whatever, in their Sporepedia card, and then there's an area for you to make comments, and it can be displayed on their card for anyone to see. So that's kind of a fun way that users can interact with each other in the massively single-player universe of Spore.
I see Spore as having three equal parts. One part is creating things, one part is sharing things, and the other part is playing with those things. I think the important thing to remember about Spore is it's not a game with creativity tacked on the side. It's creativity and a game at the same time, and then sharing as a core preset. It's going to be very interesting to see people's reaction when we ship it, because that's an unusual layout for a game.
We're really just getting to that first wave of what Spore is all about. Because it's so much about those creativity tools and about that sharing, we fully expect that this thing really just starts to have a life when we ship.
Once you've given the player the means to create these wonderful little toys, they're going to want to do a million other things with them. And so we're going to be spending a bunch of our time, I'm sure, coming up with new ways that players can play with the stuff that they've created, potentially outside of the context of the game of Spore.
Personally, I hope people just enjoy it. I feel like we've put a lot of stuff on the table, and I hope people just pick up parts of it and enjoy that experience.
Definitely there's a big anticipation. I'm really curious as to what the world will think of it. There's been a lot of hype and anticipation around the game, so that's a little scary, but I think there's so much creativity and fun to be had in Spore that it can't be anything but a hit.